Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Simone Vincenzi Talks Business. And today I'm talking about what I'm doing behind the scene to build my profile, in particular during these times. Now, in this time, in hashtag Corona times, there are a lot of opportunities out there. But before I tell you what I'm doing to get the most of the opportunities that there are out there, I want to preframe something. Now, when capitalizing or monetizing on these opportunities that you have, remember it is about monetizing what is happening, capitalizing on what is happening, and taking advantage of what is happening, but not taking advantage of people. What do I mean about that? You know, in every situation, in particular in times where you need to be extra sensitive in the way you sell, in the way you approach yourself, in the way you sell yourself, there is a fine line, a very fine line between becoming and coming across as, oh my God, you're just doing this for money, to actually showing people how much you care and the fact that you're doing it because you love and because you care. So remember that. Hey Haslam, thank you very much for joining, and thank you very much for everyone who is joining live. So remember, it is about showing empathy. It is about creating communities. It is about giving rather than taking, and coming across as, oh my God, I'm doing this just because there are all these opportunities, and I will just jump on the bandwagon or jump on the next trend just because I know that's where the money is. Now, for example, that's an example I give to many of my clients, which is, if you never specialized in working from home and now suddenly you are a work from home specialist, that's totally out of integrity. People can smell that you're capitalizing on them, not on the opportunity of the market. Now, if you have been involved in HR, in remote working for a while, and you stick to your core expertise, just adapting it to the current timings, then people can see that you care and that you have adapted with the situation. So remember that is really important, because then the way you will come across will determine then if people will trust you or they will just talk bad about you behind your back. So now that I've given these basics, let me tell you what I do behind the scene to build my profile. Now, there are two things that I'm doing. Number one is incredible, like connecting with a lot of influencers. The online world is spinning up. So I'm connecting with people that are journalists, that are influencers, that are people that have audiences right now, and build a relationship with them. Now, what is one of the best ways to build a relationship with them? Is to have your own show, is to have your own podcast. In fact, one of the things that we are doing is to tap into their audience, is to interview them, and then if they like it, then I will ask me to be interviewed on their show, and so on. And that's a great way to build my profile in front of other people's audiences and other influencers. So that's one thing that I'm doing. There are a lot of summits that you can be part of. All of summits I'm part of as well. But in particular, looking at where are my clients, what kind of communities do they belong to, and then thinking about, okay, where can I go? Where can I broadcast my experience? Where can I broadcast my expertise? What can I do to be relevant in front of their audiences? So that's number one. Number two is about the amount of actually opportunities that there are on Twitter right now and connecting with journalists. There is an enormous amount of content which has been put out asking people how they are dealing with different situations. Whether it's with their businesses, whether it's with their skills, whether it's with the things that they do, whether it's how they deal with their families. And so using platforms like Haro, like SourceBottle, like Twitter, for example, you can now build relationship with journalists and be featured in great platforms, whether it's niche publications or big publications, sharing some of the best strategies that you have or some of your insights, whatever your expertise is, that is related to help the readers or the listeners during this time. And if you just do these two things, you're now building relationships with key people that can help you in your business in the months and years to come. You can build audiences and get in front of people that you never reached before. So remember, if you're using this time strategically, you can seriously build your profile and make the most of these crazy times that we are living in, and create a solid business around it. Because at the same time, when we gotta keep moving, we can't stop, we can't freeze, because a part of the world is slowing down. We can't have the luxury to do that. Either we stop and then good luck to you, or we can actually double down in doing more of what it matters, which is getting in front of new people, building your profile, building a solid business, restructuring some of the things that you might find that you don't want to do anymore, for example. So these are some of the things that I'm doing behind the scene right now every single day to build my profile, get in front of new people, build new audiences. And in fact, today is actually the last day for you to enroll in the profile builder before we eliminate all the bonuses. So if you want to build your profile, if you want to get out there, if you want to become number one in your industry and get in front of publications, magazines, create opportunities, get in front of new audiences, then let me know. There is going to be a link below where you can apply to join the program. We had dozens of people already joining. I would love to work with you too. So let me know. Or send me a message as well. That's if you have any question. There is going to be a link, but send me a message. I would love to work together. All right, that's all for me. I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow for another episode of Simone Vincenzi Talks Business. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.